it's me, Nick, the super awesome Lego builder himself, and today I am finally back with another super awesome Lego model, and that's right, the last free work-in-progress Lego ADU models are finally finished after like a month, actually 2 months of drawing tutorial videos, and we're starting off with the largest of the Alien vehicles this week. And this happens to be the Lego ADU Trimech. And oh my gosh, this thing, let me zoom out, is huge. Now, as usual, first of all, we are going to take a look at the minifigures. Now, this set comes with, sorry about that, 5 minifigures in total. I mean, technically there is a 6, but it's not really a minifigure. I'm going to get to that after this. And it comes with the Alien cyborg right here, a pilot, again, a Metro police officer, and he has a new weapon that I'm going to get to in a minute, a city chef, and city chef John, can't speak, and a resistance fighter. Now, basically, what is happening in this set is it actually comes with no ADU members, Alien Defense Unit members, but it's actually just mainly is a story about aliens and Metro Police fighting the resistance soldier, and they're actually trying to rescue this guy here, who is stuck in. Basically, the aliens are trying to abduct him. Now, you'll also notice as we get to the first. I'm just gonna go through these minifigures. You see them there? Yeah, there's printing. The cyborg is actually slightly different. The alien cyborg, well, his tentacle thing on this arm is it easily comes off, and there's this new yellow ring piece on there. And I've actually added that to it, which is a cool function that you can add onto him, but that's another thing that we're getting to later. Now, the alien pilot is basically the same as usual. And by the way, none of these people have have double face printing, so not really much point. That was nothing. The Metro Police pilot has the exact same and has same face as they all do. Actually, it's not really. This guy is not a pilot. That was a bad choice of words. He's really just a normal officer. And his gun is really just the same black version of the ADU gun that he had in the Metro Police gunship that you may remember I reviewed much earlier on the channel. I think that's my most popular video, actually. 72 views it got the last time I checked it. Now, oh, I am so sorry about that. I'm so sorry, I'm coughing. And as all these minifigures fall over, and I can get on to this. Now, this is basically a new weapon that I was about to say ADU, the Metro Police officer is going to be holding. And this is something that I came up with when I was building this set, and basically, it's called an abductor, and basically it's like a grenade, but when it's thrown and it's pulled, a little thing is pulled at the back. I can't remember what it's called. And it will create a chemical reaction that creates basically an inverse tractor beam that will beam anyone nearby up, which can make them an easy target for alien abduction. So we can toss that at this guy. And basically, he'll toss that, it will go off, and this guy will just float upward, which is sort of funny to think about, but they're actually very feared weapons. We have the city chef. He has the exact same torso print as most chef. He's sort of like the equivalent to the farmer guy. He has no back printing. He just constantly has that face. He's actually a recycled minifigure from a Lego movie set. I believe the Trash Chomper was called, only I took off his original chef hat and replaced it with his black wig piece hair. And here's And now last, we're gonna have the resistance fighter, and he basically has he's another recycled minifigure. He's from a very old creator set, The Lighthouse, but I gave him, to still make him a fighter, I gave him a handheld grenade launcher, and this can actually fire. Yep, just like that. That's just an alteration piece with a little 1x1 smooth stud placed on the back. Now, way back on one of my other ADU model reviews, it was in the Swamp Humvee review. Yes, I believe it was Swamp Humvee. I may have said the name wrong, but yeah. In that review, I had a little minifigure, or figure as I should just call it, because it was built out of normal Legos, of a baby sprinter. Now, sprinters are really fast aliens they're like hostile creatures on the aliens' world planet, but then the aliens figured out that if they domesticated them, they could have a huge advantage against the ADU. But that was the baby sprinter. And here we are and I said that you'd have to wait and see the adult sprinter, and you never really saw it until now, and I'm sure you've all been waiting patiently, and now here we are. Yet, this thing is huge. Now, this was one of the first things I created, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. These are like Chima spider legs I used to make the feet. All 3 of its limbs are posable, and it can go really fast. It just like sprints forward like this, which is why it gets its name Sprinter. And it's been cybernized with some technology similar to the way some of the aliens have been, like this. And this can this can pounce and grab onto people until the aliens can catch up to the people that they need the sprinters to go after. And to give you an idea of this sprinter's actual size, here it is compared to City Chef John. And this guy, and he does not stand a chance against this sprinter. Now, before we review the Trimech itself, there is something that I do want to tell you, is that the Trimech is modular. It actually can break into 2 things, which are the jockey ship on the left and the sprinter queen on the right. Now, I'm going to review both of these before I review the Trimech combined. So, I just wanted to let you know so no one would get confused why it changed shape in one part and next to the other. So, the first part of the Trimech that we're going to take a look at is the jockey ship. Or jockey ship. I don't know how you pronounce that. Let me know in the comments. I think it's jockey. And basically, this is a ship that it's basically an alien ship designed for all transport, and it can land on top of the sprinter queen, which can make make a Trimech. But basically, so this is it, and I'm very happy with the way this came out too. Along with the sprinter, small sprinter. But originally I was really trying to go for like something that didn't look like a normal UFO. It had more of like this streak back look to it, but which I really think it came out looking like I wanted it to. Zoom out a little bit so you can see it better. And it has a cockpit that can hold an alien and a prison pod back here, and it has a very spacious area, and it's a little odd back here. It has like cutout walls which are sort of covered up in the Trimech mode, but I just thought it just worked just for this. Are you getting a good view of this? Because it looks a little bright from the camera. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. But the way the alien fin fits in here is a little bit unusual. You see, down here it's in, and you can tell that there's this control panel here, but there are only 2 studs instead of 4, and that's because you actually have to sit the alien down just like you do normally, but he actually leans forward in this ship, has his arm down, and that's how he flies short. Which I know it's a little odd, but I did sort of just want to give it a bit of an alien feel, just because that's not usually how that's not a normal human way. And the alien is able to fit because this is a pilot, and this happens to also be the spaceship that. Excuse me for a second, but this happens to be a spaceship that the cyborg flies around in, so it's very armored and I guess you could say luxurious by alien standards. But it comes with a lot of other hidden surprises. It has a break off back feature, which it ends up which I did that deliberately in some cases, but when you have it really open and just flip it down, it can get kind of annoying because it snaps off way too easily. But even though it's not as practical as the Space Police version, the idea is a minifig can jump up to it and break off it and free the guy out of the back. But it has some other cool surprises in it along with that. You can just flip this down, because if you flip the front up and flip this up, the entire thing can actually open up, and you get this nice little inside area right here. And you can see how this is sliding onto sort of obtuse shaped joint things, call those. And basically what you can do in here is you can, basically the idea here is you can sit this guy down here. Like that, or you can have this guy sort of sitting here trying to break loose because he will still fit there, and have the alien cyborg in there. Basically what's supposed to happen is you're going to put this guy in here, and now you're going to flip this down and flip that part down, and then flip the front down, and now he's in the prison. And now if I zoom out, you can tell the guy's in the prison pod. And there is actually, see what I mean, this is annoying, but as I was saying, there is actually one last feature back here where you open up this and take this guy out. Oh, you can't see that at all. You'll notice that right here there's a little platform, and it's a little blurry, but there's a platform here which can actually come out, and then you can just flip that shut, and it doesn't need this platform to be shut. So you can take that out, which is why the ship is also a great form of transportation. And on this one, it's like a little hover thing, so there are little controls there. It actually comes with an alien weapon for the pilot. Took me a while to get that there to hold. So I'm actually going to zoom out on this. But also right here, it has this weird machine gun tip, and that is for basically, as I showed you earlier, this alien cyborg can detach his own tentacle, drop itself, and let me get him real quick. Alright, sorry, this guy fell down too. Put that down there, and as aliens just love falling down because their heads are really badly made. That's the only problem I have with this. Okay, you can put the machine gun onto the alien's arm, So now literally he has a gun on his hand. So now he's a much more weaponized. Seriously, why is it taking? He's a much more weaponized cyborg. Sorry, I'm stuttering so much. But basically, they can easily all fit in here. Just take this down, put this back in here. Oh, you can't see. I just put that back in there. Put this guy here, so he's like struggling to get out. Now that guy's like that, just put sorry, let me get this guy in. Now you can't see what I'm doing, but yeah, in there. Now you can. Wow, this is. I'll be right back. So that's how you should end up putting them in there. Then put them there, shut them down. Now he's like trying to get out. You can see. But back falls off, of course, because it moves. And now you just put the alien in, like I showed earlier. And just zoom out a little bit. You put this bit on, and that is what the model looks like when everyone's inside it. So here we are with the Sprinter Queen. Now basically the Sprinter Queen is a giant sprinter that's been cybernized by the aliens. It's mostly a machine now. Now you can tell there's some wires here, and it's very metallic, and it's boosted up on tripod invader legs, which was a real Lego Alien Conquest model, which is what these are all deriving from. Now I don't like this part as much as the jockey ship, but I do still think it came out nicely. It is a little bit difficult to balance on its legs because I used to make it fierce looking. I used little I think I used a Galaxy Squad leg sets. But otherwise I do think it's nice, and it actually can leap high distances because number one, down here there's a power liner's wheel with an engine under here which can give short blasts. And it has wings which are from the Rattlecopter. And these wings can fly out and be posable in short ranges. But basically these allow it to glide down because these Trimechs and Sprinter Queens are both dropped out of the mother ship, and it needs wings so it can sort of glide down. The legs I sort of made at the last minute, and I wasn't really sure how to work the legs. I ended up just going with the tripod invader design because they were the easiest to do. There was originally going to be a much more complicated design, but I had to go against that because I had lack of pieces. But honestly, I do still like this. And excuse me. So here's the back of it. The legs do look a little strange, and I'll admit, because the Trimech had a bottom that was circular, but this really doesn't, so it does look like it would be a little cumbersome for this thing to walk. Unlike the Strider, but that's from Half-Life. The Sprinter itself, which actually has legs that can literally sprint forward, but this Trimech just can this Trimech just sort of slowly moves along. It can't really move as fast. It can lay. It's a queen, so it can have baby sprinters. And so up front you can see that it has the legalized Metro Police red lights up front. And in here back here there's some green power source lights. Now this mechanism right here, this pullback mechanism, that's for a weapon system that I'm not actually going to get to yet because it's coolest to show that when it's with the Trimech. Now up here, there's not really as much to go on about this Sprinter Queen than there is about the other one. It can't actually fit any minifigures because it's designed to be its own, and because it is still an animal. You can tell by here that it has eyes. And I do think the rattlecopter wings did work well for the wings. And up front here, there's just I actually used a control panel piece to show some electronics on the wing. I'm sorry. So basically, and there is also the docking mechanism up here, but I'll also get to that. So there honestly isn't really as much stuff on this, but it is a really cool combination. Oh, and by the way, there is sort of a discolorment right here, but I just did that because I didn't have that many of these pieces down here, so I was just happy to find a piece. But otherwise, it looks pretty nice. Alright, so it's finally time to combine these two, and I will be right back. Just realized I didn't turn these lights off. Okay, I'm back. I hope I was not gone too long. So we're about ready to combine these. So basically how you combine these is, you'll notice that right here on this one, there's a little tooth. There are these little tooth pieces here. And then, sorry about that, there are those indents there on this one. So basically, you just zoom out here. Oop, not want to see off the stage. That always happens a lot. I'm just gonna. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to scoot this in like that, just so it locks. And then to secure it a little more, just put the wings up. Just so they sort of stop at that little stud right there. And now you have to straighten it, because if you don't, it can fall over. I will admit it is a little bouncy. So basically here it is fully worked out. I'm sorry it's hard to see. I cannot really get a good shot of it all as one without showing the size of the stage. Nope, I'm just not going to do that. But basically here it is, and this thing is huge. I think it came out very nicely. And back here we can see, you can see we still have the ball here. That's it. Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry about that. That was a little awkward. This is basically it standing, and I do think it has a cool look to it, though you can tell that it is snapped up, And I did really want to give it like that cool, then sort of curved look to it, just so it would, like, I think that just makes it look better when it's on its little leg things. I'm really sorry you can keep seeing the back of this. And you can tell that the wings do actually cover up those little gaps in the side. But one of the coolest features that the Trimech has is that you can see that in the front there is that little slit. And why did I keep And I'm just really sorry. I don't think the Trimech has good balance on this. But there is actually a little slit right in there. It's a little hard to make out. It's a little dark for whatever reason. But basically, it has this disc here that you can put in the front, and hopefully if I hold this still, you can see that it actually fires. So this has pretty much been it for this video, and as always I would like to thank you very much for watching. I am sorry if there was not a Christmas special episode. I hoped there would be, but I never got around to it. So I did hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you're a Lego person, I hope you got lots of Legos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and of course follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is in the description below. Goodbye!